there! Welcome back to FluentCast, where we learn English while tackling big ideas that shape our world. I'm your host, Diego, and today we're diving into a topic that, you might forget about later. I hope you don't forget it, actually, because today's episode is all about memory. More specifically, why isn't my brain memorizing like it used to? Now, I know I'm not the only one who walks into a room and immediately forgets why I'm there, or who opens my phone to check something important only to end up scrolling through cat videos for half an hour. What's happening to our brains? Is social media to blame? And most importantly, what can we do to sharpen our memory? Stick around, because we're about to unravel this mystery together. And let's not forget, before we jump into today's episode, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform. That way, you won't miss any episodes that can help you improve your English. Alright, let's start with something you might have noticed. Our attention spans are shrinking. Have you ever tried watching a 2-hour movie recently? If so, did you pick up your phone halfway through? Don't worry, you're not alone. Scientists have been studying how our ability to focus and remember things is changing, and a big culprit, social media. More specifically, short-form videos. You know, those quick, endless loops of entertainment that last maybe 10-20 seconds. Turns out they're like fast food for our brains. Easy, addictive, but not exactly nourishing. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you only do quick, easy exercises like lifting a pencil instead of a dumbbell, your muscles don't grow. In the same way, when we only consume short bursts of information, our brains stop practicing deep focus. They get used to quick dopamine hits, those little bursts of pleasure we feel when we swipe to a new exciting video. The result? Our memory suffers because we're not training our brains to hold on to information. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Have you heard the term brain rot?
Hi everyone, and welcome to FluentCast, your go-to podcast for improving your English while diving into fascinating cultural topics. I'm Amanda, your host, and today we're tackling something that might surprise you. Have you heard of brain rot? It's the Oxford Word of the Year for 2024. But why this term? Why now? And what does it say about our lives today?
If you listened to Season 1, you might remember we did an entire episode on this. It was even Oxford's Word of the Year in 2024. Brain rot is what happens when we consume too much low-quality, fast-paced content, and it leaves us feeling mentally drained, unfocused, and, a little fried. Kind of like when you binge watch 5 hours of reality TV and then struggle to remember what you even watched. It's not that your brain is broken, it's just overwhelmed with too much shallow information. But wait, does this mean social media is all bad? Not necessarily. Like anything in life, balance is key. The problem isn't that we use social media, but how we use it. Think of it like food. A little bit of chocolate, no problem. Eating only chocolate for every meal, not great. The same goes for digital content. If we're constantly flooding our brains with tiny, forgettable bits of information, we're not giving ourselves the chance to focus on anything deeply. And when we don't focus, we don't remember. Here's something wild. Studies show that when we consume too much short-form content, our brains start treating all information the same way. Whether it's an important historical event or a silly dance challenge, our memory doesn't prioritize one over the other. It's like stuffing a filing cabinet with random papers and then struggling to find what actually matters. No wonder we feel like we're forgetting everything. So, what can we do about this? Well, the good news is that our brains are pretty amazing. Just like we can build muscle in the gym, we can also train our brains to focus and remember better. One trick: slow down. Seriously. Instead of watching 50 short videos in a row, try watching one longer video and really paying attention. Read an article without jumping to another tab. Practice summarizing what you just learned in your own words. These simple habits help your brain hold on to information longer. And you know what else helps? Learning a language. When you study English, for example, you're forcing your brain to focus, recognize patterns, and recall vocabulary. It's like giving your mind a workout every day. That's why things like practicing conversation, reading in English, and even listening to this podcast are great ways to keep your brain sharp. It's also why one-on-one lessons are so effective. You're actively engaged instead of just passively absorbing content. So, let's reflect for a second. Have you noticed your memory feeling weaker lately? Do you find yourself reaching for your phone more than you'd like? If so, maybe it's time to give your brain a little more care. Try setting limits on short-form content, engaging with deeper topics, and of course, practicing your English in a meaningful way. Because at the end of the day, our memories aren't just about what we store, they're about what we choose to pay attention to in the first place. And all of this that I am talking about today is based on some scientific articles published about this topic. One relevant publication titled "Short-Form Videos Degrade Our Capacity to Retain Intentions: Effect of Context Switching on Perspective Memory" by Francesco Chiosi and colleagues was published in 2023. It looked at how excessive social media consumption affects our ability to retain information. Researchers found that constantly switching between quick videos and quick content trains our brains to waiting for something new rather than going deeper and actually learn. This means that instead of absorbing and reflecting on what we learn, we move on too quickly, leaving little time for real memory formation. So, next time you catch yourself endlessly scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, think about this. Your brain is like a sponge, but if you keep giving it bad or low quality information, it will break. I know it feels addictive, you'll never feel satisfied. Sure, short videos are kind of fun, but if all we consume is quick and low quality content, our attention span and memory becomes as short as those clips. Our brains need longer, deeper engagement to truly grow. Before we wrap up, if you want to keep challenging your brain and improving your English, check out Fluent English Academy's courses. We offer personalized lessons that help you think, speak, and engage in deeper conversations. Head over to fluentenglishacademy.com.br for more information. And if you enjoyed this episode, do me a favor, share it with a friend. Maybe they need a little memory boost too. Thanks for listening, and remember, learning a language isn't just about words, it's about training your brain for a lifetime of curiosity. See you next time. Bye bye.